So the question that has been posed is, what can an agent do to basically AI, like, proof their results
Mhm.
with the advent of AI? We're deeper into the inception of AI, and I got to tell you, at first it was useless. Now, even I'm using it a lot. Okay, and I'm using it for really massively deep search queries,
Uh-huh.
massive deep search queries. So here's a few things, and some of these things we haven't even managed to pivot to yet. So I'm going to give you all of my best thoughts on the subject. I think that connecting reviews when you can get them, even if it was just one in the 8 years, that connects into your website for a particular neighborhood. We're working on this piece of development where we want to see the review that's where somebody mentions, like, you help them with X neighborhood.
Yep.
We know this for sure. This is not in question. Large language models, when it comes to service professionals, are absolutely 100% using, like 60% of their signals are coming from reviews,
Mm,
what people are saying about you, which makes how you gather reviews and how your customers actually speak of you insanely important. The stuff that I have already been, let's just call it, coaching you on, like the who, what, when, where, why of a review,
yeah.
is so, like, we did business with Jared, and we looked at houses and the place, and then it took time, and this was our experience, and this was our circumstances: family, 2 kids, 4 kids, 3 dogs. We
Yep.
needed accessory number, or that's not the right word, but I'm just going to go with it: accessory number 1, accessory number 2, and accessory number 3, like pool, 4-car garage. These elements, the reason they're so important is that literally people are asking questions of ChatGPT, like, how do I find a realtor that specializes in homes with a pool in X city name, right? Who's sold a lot of those homes?
Yep.
Okay. Some of the data that we know that they're collecting is absolutely coming in from your reviews. So if we have 2 reviews that said, Jared, help us buy a home with a pool, and we're so happy and our children are so happy, we know you'll be one of the names that gets presented on this hyper-specific search.
Yep.
So our objective is to, 1, reviews. Now, here is a piece of data that I don't like giving you, but I know it to be true. Unfortunately, the number 1 source that I see in terms of where they're leveraging reviews is Yelp, because Yelp is a third-party player that isn't one of the
Yep.
big technology companies, and I'm seeing it referenced all the bloody time in both ChatGPT and Gemini. So if you have a profile there, you may want to drop a couple, at least 2 or 3 reviews, not many. I wouldn't say go overboard, but I would say it's a thing that you should look at.
Yep.
In terms of where do I think the future is going? Um, that is a more interesting question, because as ChatGPT 5 comes up and we come ever closer to these models having enough data to actually be able to think more like a human, I think that what we're going to see is, at some point, I strongly believe that we're going to see a more heavy leveraging of YouTube and video content. There's no way for large language models to remain relevant until they start to interpret video data, because that's
Yep.
85% of the content that humans consume right now. And where I think we are well positioned, and this isn't something you can do that you're not already doing, but we're still closed captioning. The optimization where we turn it into a page of text that Google then makes readable for the search engines is probably part of the secret of the current success that you're having in terms of being found. Now, I think we're going to see more of that, though. I think it's going to become more prolific. That
Mhm.
means that your current commitment, like, I'll give you an example. What would I do? Well, you're having us do a major new section on the website for builders. If
Yep.
it was me and I was you, I would treat it as a very significant point of urgency to make sure I did at least a 5-minute video on each builder, even if it's just you in front of a desk sharing the information that you currently have. You can always improve on it later. Any experience you've had, any homes that
Yep.
you've looked at or sold, any comments that you've had from customers about those homes that you've looked at or sold, or had somebody buy, whatever it is,
Yeah.
I would add that content stat. Okay. Um, and In terms of the rest, some of the ways that large language models are extrapolating data is absolutely false. So when I tell you, like when you do a search for art real estate SEO companies, it's hilarious because we are coming up number one with ChatGPT, or number two or number three. And for some reason, there's another company out there called REM, not Inbound. It's without the I, it's REM. And the owners of that company are Nick and somebody else. And every single time they say that Nick and this other guy own my company when they give you the ChatGPT result. So there is something like I would caution understanding that these models not only are not
Yeah.
working right yet, but they likely will not have the bugs like worked out of them for at least another year or two, even though it feels like the whole world is
Like
being
they're
taken over by
accelerating
them.
so fast. There's still ways to go. Yeah.
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 Um, in terms of my last comments to you about future-proofing your business, the best comment I have, because it is moving lightning fast, and I've given you the information I'm comfortable sharing. I have lots of thoughts, but it's all esoteric right now.
Yeah.
So if you were going to keep the favor that you've curried by doing the way I might use it, if I was you, was hold on to it in my back pocket for maybe another 6 months to a year until some later iterations come out, call me back and do a full, I would absolutely leverage your time that you get with me. It's just 2 calls a year as a customer and another 2 for the favor that you've done me. That's a total of 4. I would 100% leverage them to remember. Put it in your calendar. Make it a point to talk to me and get, like 6 months from now, get an update on what's going on. It
Good.
could be very vital and relevant. Or follow my YouTube channel. I'm not the kind of guy that's going to learn something major and not share it. But make sure that maybe if you see something interesting, but you're like, I'm not sure how that applies to Fort Worth, that's when you call me. That's when you say, okay, Robert, you said something interesting, but I don't know how it applies to me. And now I tell you, and that can
Yeah.
make a big difference in your business.
Okay. Cool.
That's what I got.